All right, I'm here with Megan Hicks. Megan is a volunteer firefighter with the Havelock Fire Department.
Yep.
So I'm going to let Megan introduce herself.
So, hi. Yeah. So, my name's Megan. I am a volunteer firefighter with the Havelock Fire Department. It's been about 12 years now. And then for my actual job, I am a librarian assistant.
Perfect. So you started firefighting, you were really young, like in
Yeah.
your 20s, right?
Yeah, it
Like
would have
when
been
you
in my
started?
20s.
Yeah. So what what drove you to that? Like what was the thought process behind that?
So, my husband actually had joined maybe a year prior, and then his family was part of it as well.
Okay.
And then his uncle actually kind of convinced me. He's like, "Oh, you should join. You should join." And I was kind of hesitant at first because I didn't really have a realistic view of what I would be doing. And I thought it was going to be like really scary. And I'm like, I don't know if I can do it. And then I joined and started training. And I'm like, oh my God, like I really love this. And it wasn't as scary as I thought it was going to be.
Okay. So for the firefighter, the volunteer firefighter training, you guys are medical first responders, so you have that training.
Yep.
What other training do you guys go through?
So there's quite a bit of different stuff. Some's kind of more optional depending on department, but everybody does a level one training, which allows you to air pack and be in the hot zone of fires. And
That sounds
then,
terrifying.
yeah,
Just like I just had an anxiety attack. Like that sounds terrifying. But
it can be
yeah,
sometimes.
hence the training, I'm assuming. Like
Yes.
yeah.
So you do all, it's a lot of classroom time, and each module has a test. You do exam at the end, and
Okay.
then you do like your WIMIS and all that. There's also level two, which I do have, which is more like not everybody has level two. And then first aid, medical first responder. And then depending on additional training, there's like auto extrication additional training. There's pump operator training. A lot of the fire departments will put members through air brake courses so they can drive the trucks.
Yeah.
There is like off road rescue,
Which I
confined
assume like
spaces. Oh, yeah, there's a lot of optional stuff as well.
because like off-road it's very rural where you're from. There's a lot of swimming holes, there's a lot of remote trails and paths and ATVs and four-wheelers, so I assume you guys do have a fair amount of like off-road calls that you would get in the run of a year.
Yeah, we definitely have a few, and it comes in handy for like forest fires as well because there's a lot of remote areas that are really hard to get to, and the side by side has got a lot of hours because of that.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
Um, I know there was a forest fire not far from my parents' house a couple of weeks ago,
Hmm.
and that you guys had all responded kind of to that. Were you able to get in with the trucks, or did you have to like use your off-road vehicles or?
So for that one, we were able to drive to an extent, and there was kind of like a meeting point, muster point. So we were there for a week and a couple days, I
Yeah,
believe.
it was a long
Different
time.
members kind of went every day, and we left at like 5 a.m. A lot of dirt roads. You got to a certain point, and then it was you had to take bikes and side by sides in. Some of the roads could do trucks, but sometimes the trucks got stuck.
Yeah, I was gonna say I know some of those roads.
Yes.
Wow. So did you ever imagine that you would be doing this? Like, was this something that you, when you were a kid, you were like, "Oh, that's cool," or is this like completely off the cuff, and you're like, "I actually can't believe I'm doing this."
I never thought I would do it, and it's amazing that I am, but it definitely was never like a thought growing up.
Okay. And so, where you volunteer, are there other female firefighters as well? Or are you kind of the only one? Like,
We have one other female firefighter at this moment,
okay,
who joined the same time I did, but we have had other females come and go.
okay.
Um, usually they leave because they move away or personal reasons.
Yeah. So how do you, because this would be a lot of like, you work a job, like
Yes.
you go to work, um, and this is all after hours and volunteer. So how do you kind of manage that? Like that's a lot.
It is a lot sometimes. So we all try to dedicate a couple hours Tuesday evening where we all get together. We either go over trucks, we do a certain training, just because we're always training to keep up on our skills, discuss calls that have happened, how we can do things better, kind of thing. But then you also have like when the tone goes off, like it could be any time of the day or night. Because we are volunteer, we do not have to go to every single call.
Okay.
It's more of a like if you're able to go, awesome. But obviously, a lot of people work in town away, so like they're not going to respond from an hour, half hour away.
Most people, because it's not a paid position, so you have to do something
Mm-hmm.
like to pay your bills. What happens during the peak times, like Monday to Friday, 9 to 5, when 3/4 of your team is working their day job? Like how do they ensure coverage, or do they ensure coverage?
Oh yes, there's always we always have some members who are able to go. Their work, like they live or work really close to the department, and their work doesn't mind if they go, which is nice.
That's amazing.
Yes. And then we have our mutual aid partners. So the fire departments that are close by, we can always rely on them. So if we know
Okay.
we have low members, because they all do, it's not like not just us, any of them, then we just say like, hey, get this department rolling, like could use some backup. And because we're kind of so close to each other, we all kind of get there at the same time anyway.
Okay. Yeah, because there's a couple of local
Yeah.
fire departments that are a little bit bigger, and I'm not, but are they volunteer as well?
Yep.
Wow.
The closest paid would be Sussex has a few paid and volunteer, and then Riverview Moncton,
Okay. So all of the rural communities like Salisbury, Petty, Havelock, that's all
all volunteer
volunteer.
right now. Yep.
That's insane. Like, because you guys get a lot of calls.
Yeah.
You guys get a lot of calls. Um, so what do you think is the biggest benefit that you see from having more women in these roles as volunteer firefighters? Like what do you guys really bring to the role that might not necessarily be there if you weren't there?
Say there's a lot of things, but it's nice to be able to interact with the different people, because some people are like, if you're hurt, like sometimes a female is nice to be able to interact with, especially medically. There's a lot of things like that that were like right there, and it's
The more
comforting.
nurturing
Yeah.
side, like that comforting,
Yeah.
as opposed to, um, that's incredible. And you guys respond to medical calls as well as fire, motor vehicle accidents. So you see a lot. Like,
Yeah.
um, are there sessions for you guys like to support your mental health, to support you through like the trauma that you have to go through as a volunteer?
Absolutely.
Okay.
That is one thing that they are really good at. Anytime we have a bad call, as soon as we get back, we usually do a discussion, a debrief. We will sometimes have special people come in and do a special debriefing with us as well. And then
Okay.
there is 24/7 hotlines that we can call for free anytime as well, which is amazing. And a lot of departments are kind of have like one or two members who go for special training that they're supposed to be kind of like peer supporters. So
Okay.
there's always somebody close by you can talk to.
So there's somebody that you can call kind of
Oh,
24
yes.
hours a day and work through the not so great side of things. But I mean, I
Absolutely.
mean, you see lots of terrible, terrible things, but I'm sure you also see some like absolutely incredible things. So
Yes.
when you're in those moments where you're on a call, kind of what do you do to keep yourself in the moment and not get anxious, or are you just anxious and do it anyway? Like And I know it's different for everybody, but
Yes, I think a lot of us were there to kind of do a task, and even though there's something bad there, we just focus on our task.
okay.
Sometimes there's nothing we can do, and we know that. We just keep working away. There's still things we can, like buildings we can save, things we can do. And other times we go through it. And I think that just kind of keeps us going. We know sometimes we're kind of expecting, so
Yeah.
yeah.
So the gear that you wear,
Yes.
that's that's not a joke.
No,
Like,
it's very heavy.
yeah. So how much does that weigh? Like when you combine the air tanks and like your actual gear, what is the
I believe with the air tank and the gear, all the equipment, like it's upwards of past 80 pounds that you're carrying with you,
whoa. And then you have
depending.
to carry sometimes people on top of that
Yeah.
80 pounds. So like you're carrying a person and a half, like if you have to carry somebody. So what how? Like just how? I can't imagine. Like I can't imagine you could sit on your couch and like eat Cheetos all day and then go to a fire call. Like
No.
what's your routine? Like what do you do to keep yourself physically in shape?
So I go to the gym quite a bit.
Okay.
I'm always strength training. That way I can keep up with it. With our training, we wear the gear a lot, so you kind of like you get used to that. We do a lot of like practice rescue runs, get the feeling of dragging. And there's a lot of techniques you can do as well that help you lift heavier with a little bit less load as well.
Okay. Amazing to me that you could like go in and pick up a grown man and like drag him down a flight of stairs. Like, and I know for you, just because I know you personally and I've kind of watched your journey, like your physical fitness journey has been so inspirational. Like, I watched your video the other day about the mental health side of things and kind of where you were a few years ago. And it's so inspiring. How did you get into that space and just decide, like, I need to do this for me?
So I kind of got to a point where I was so low that I didn't even want to be alive anymore, honestly. I was struggling with anxiety, depression, the whole works. I've always kind of struggled a little bit, but I was at my all-time low. And I was also very overweight, the heaviest I had ever been, which was accounting for a lot of that. And I felt really, really crappy. So I had actually ended up signing up with a fitness coach because fitness at the beginning felt really overwhelming. There's so much information online, there's so much fake information online. And so I ended up signing up with a coach who he literally just gave me 3 strength training workouts a week, told me to get 10K steps, drink 2 liters of water at the beginning. And I was like, okay, like I can handle that. And so I started doing that and I started losing weight like instantly and feeling stronger. And I'm like, okay, like I want to be stronger. Like I want more gym sessions and I want to fuel my body. And I learned about eating and macros and protein and carbs are good for energy and healthy fats, which is
Which we're not taught because it's like you need
no.
low fat everything.
Yeah.
And carbs are the devil. You should never eat a carb as long as you
Yes.
live, is kind of the information that's
It
out there.
it
So,
is. It absolutely is,
yeah.
but it's the complete opposite. Like carbs are your fuel and you need fuel. Like if you don't consume healthy carbs, you're going to feel sluggish.
Yeah.
But a lot of people also consume a lot of the unhealthy carbs, like you get your chips and your candy bars.
Who eats chips and candy bars?
I do. But it gives you that sugar rush, which then leads to that
Crash.
crash.
Yeah.
So it kind of gives carbs a bad name, really.
Yeah. And I mean, so on your fitness journey, like I don't think you know how much you inspire other people. Like I've watched your journey and I'm just like, holy shit, because like you work a full-time job, you volunteer, you have a child and you have a spouse, and it's not like you're just sitting at home doing nothing. You have a 9-year-old boy.
Yeah.
Like, every parent of a 9-year-old boy is crazy because
Hmm.
they're a 9-year-old boy. So, like, to just watch that journey and see how much you've, like, grown and your perspective has shifted over the years, it's been, like, super inspiring, and I don't know how you do what you do, like, it's crazy. Um, is your I assume you have a supportive spouse, like, you would have to.
I
So,
do.
can you talk about that a little bit, like, the
Yeah.
dynamics there, how you guys manage? Because he's a volunteer firefighter as well, or is he not
He
anymore?
is, but he's not as active now.
Okay,
Um, he hasn't really been going the last 2 years, I think.
okay.
He's just work's been busy for him.
Right, because he has a demanding job as
Yeah,
well,
and he's
so
tired at night, and
yeah.
he's like, you know what? I'm gonna step back a bit, so he lets me go,
Okay,
which
so
is.
it's kinda shifted a little bit in that you have the space to be able to go.
But he's definitely my biggest supporter, and a lot of the times, like he's home in the evening, I still get my son in bed, and sometimes I'm not even going to the gym till 9:30, and I might be exhausted, but I still go because I'm like, I want to do this, and I know it's gonna make me feel better,
And it helps.
and it does help. And then on the weekends, like Saturday, I work, but I get up at 6 o'clock in the morning and head straight to the gym so I can do a workout. And just when I'm done work at 5, I can just go home. I feel so accomplished.
So are you mostly, like, weights, strength training, things like that, or is it a mixture of the 2?
I do a lot of that. I've just recently kind of gotten into running a bit more and cardio, but
Okay.
strength training is definitely my go-to. It's the thing I love.
Okay. I know nothing about strength training. I just see people pick up weights and I'm like, I could never. Like, grocery bags are enough for me. But what do you think keeps women from using like the weight equipment and the strength training and things like that?
I think a little bit is just a lot of people like think of like men are at the weights and women are at the cardio machines, and I think a little bit is fear, but I think a lot of it is just not knowing what to do as well. Because even when I first went to the gym, like I was scared of what people thought of me, like am I doing this right, like I must look silly. And you kind of, as you continue, you start to learn like, okay, no, you're fine, nobody's paying attention to you, like nobody cares.
You start to get a little bit of confidence and
Yeah.
like and do you find like people are helpful at the gym? Because I know a lot of communities in there are a lot of people in the fitness community, like they seem very encouraging of other people who are trying.
They are. I've never had a bad experience at any of the gyms I've gone to be honest.
That's amazing.
It is
And
amazing.
like you find a camaraderie there, like when you get to know, I assume you get to know some of the people
You
who were
do.
always going and helping and spotting and stuff like that. So I assume you've built some pretty good friendships like in that community.
I have.
That's amazing. What's the dynamic between the sexes on the fire department?
So I'm very fortunate on Havelock that almost all the members are quite supportive. They are willing to teach you anything, even if it's a little bit harder. Being 5'1" is a very huge disadvantage.
I can imagine.
But they are very protective too, which is really nice. Like it's literally a second family. And that's what I love about it. Like you go there and it's like, ah, like you just feel at home.
Okay.
And like yes, sometimes you get comments made to you and you're like really? Like but for the most part, like I've been fortunate really. If there's a small space, guarantee who's gonna get told that they're going.
you're you're the one that they're sending through the pipe to get the baby. Like
Like you can reach up there, you can fit. I guess so.
I imagine like a lot of the things that you come on are very chaotic. So how do you keep calm? Like what do you do?
Oh, sometimes it's like, whoa, but a lot of the time I'm just like, take a deep breath, like and just stop and think for a second and then go. Because depending on the scene, like you get some people who get really worked up and you're like, okay, like you need to breathe. Like we are no good to anyone if you're yelling at everybody in a panic.
Yeah.
So you just kind of step back, look at the whole picture, what's going on, and then go at it with a level head.
It's incredible. Like, because human nature is to panic. Like,
Oh,
and
yes.
when you panic, you always do the exact opposite of what you should probably do.
Yeah.
So, to be able to walk into a scene and take a breath and be like, I got this. It requires like a level of confidence in yourself and in your abilities.
Yeah.
So how do you build that confidence in yourself? Like what are you doing daily that builds your confidence and your awareness and things like that?
Just practicing, like our training nights help build up that confidence on kind of like what to do, like if this goes wrong, like we got this. We also have like a lot of kind of in charge people who are kind of watching and lead, and we all help each other. I guess is a big part of it too. Like we all like if you're like whoa, and then somebody's like okay, like
You've got this.
you got this, like do this and this, like you're good, you got it, and then you go on your way, kind of thing.
So you guys have seen a lot of fires this summer, like
Yeah.
everybody has, unfortunately. Um, what's it like in 80 pounds of gear in 47-degree heat?
It's hot. You're swimming in gear, and it's like it feels like somebody just stuck a hose down inside your gear and sprayed water because you're sopping. But a lot of the times when you're just working away, like it's almost like you don't notice how bad it is until you stop and you're like, okay, I'm gonna take a break, and then you're like, okay, wow.
I'm not going back into this. Like, done. So the gear that you wear, boots are like really heavy.
Yeah, they can feel heavy at times,
Yeah.
and when
Do you, there's special training, I'm assuming, to drive the engines, but could you drive like the smaller trucks
yeah,
or yeah,
I can
okay.
do the half tons, and I
Yeah.
have before.
But you guys do have a lot of car accidents,
Yeah,
especially on the highway, right? Like that's
yeah,
animal collision, stuff like that.
yeah.
Um, is there a difference between going to a motor vehicle call and a fire call, or do you go in with the same mindset? Like,
It's definitely different, and honestly, I find the highway is more dangerous than going to a structure fire, which sounds kind of funny, but nobody pays attention, nobody slows down.
they don't
We
pull over.
They don't pull over. We've had a lot of close calls, and we've had a neighboring department have their truck run into.
Yeah, I remember that. That
Yeah,
was a few years ago.
yeah. It was actually it was I think it was just last year, maybe 2 years ago.
Yeah.
But yeah,
So when you're like, you have to have so much awareness of your surroundings when you're doing that. How can you like stay in the moment with the patient, but also be like, what is coming behind my shoulder?
we always park our trucks strategically to help protect us. That way, if somebody did run into the trucks, we're shielded a bit better. And then thankfully, we typically have RCMP on scene,
Okay.
not too far behind. Sometimes they're a little bit behind, depending on where they're coming from. But thankfully, we try to take out a couple trucks. That way, we have a good barrier. So I feel
Okay.
pretty good for the most part.
Pretty well protected for
Anybody who's
the
like working on the patient is shielded by a truck.
okay.
Yeah.
And that's a pretty big shield. And I mean, where it is so rural, RCMP and Ambulance New Brunswick can be hours
Yeah.
to be able to get to the scene.
Yeah.
Um, so when you go in, you don't know how long you're going to be there, right?
No.
Like even
Any
for what's a simple you think is a simple medical call, you could be there
hours. Yeah.
for hours and um, work actively working on people.
Yeah.
Like I can think of a few heart patients that your department has actively worked on while waiting a significant amount of time for the ambulance.
And I'm kind of even surprised at the amount of people who don't realize, like, even, well, volunteer departments exist. Because we are close to a highway, we have a lot of people from different areas of the country. And they're like, oh, like, we're coming, like, the tone goes off. Like, you call 911, they call us, we go from our house to the fire station, get dressed quick, and leave and go. And every second matters. But a lot of people don't realize, like, we don't live at the station.
How long does it take you to get dressed in your gear? Like from the time you walk through the door to you're fully dressed, ready to go. How long?
Under 40 seconds, most most typically, yeah.
I don't even know if I can put on my underwear in 40 seconds. Like this
We
is a
have everything
process.
laid out strategically. Like, our pants are all folded down. We just flip our feet in those boots and yank them up. And then
And
we just throw our jacket on, grab our helmet, and we're usually running for the truck.
so are you in like your street clothes? Like if you're wearing pajamas, like you're going in
Oh,
like
yes.
I love this
I've
now.
gone to calls many times with my pajamas underneath.
I
And
love
I kind of
this.
laugh because a lot of the guys, when they get there, they're like, they just strip down to underwear and get on in gear and go.
That's crazy. That is. What do you like the most about doing the volunteer firefighting? What's your favorite thing?
Just knowing that you're making some type of difference is my favorite part of it.
Yeah.
Between that and just all the people you meet. You meet so many amazing people.
You did the medical first responder training.
Yep.
Um, how often do you have to update those skills?
Quite often, I can't remember the exact rate off the top of my head, but every couple years we gotta, like, redo the course, and then, like, in between that we gotta do, like, refreshers. And a lot of times during our training evening we'll do medical.
Wow. And is there like a licensing board for volunteer firefighters, or is it just anybody can join, or there are criteria you have to meet?
There is some criteria. It kind of depends per department. Besides, like, we do have junior firefighters, so you gotta be over like 18 to be an official and
Okay.
this and that. But a lot of the times it's kind of like each their own SOGs. Like, some departments are more pickier than others.
What are some of the criteria specifically for like Havelock, let's say? What are like, do you have to be able to lift a certain amount? Do you have to be able to run a certain amount? Do you have to, nothing like that?
No,
It's okay.
most volunteer departments there aren't any type of, like, physical or anything like that.
Okay. That's interesting. Like,
A lot of us, like, because we do the training and that we kind of know what our limits are, and we know we're not gonna, like, and you're never by yourself as well. Like, you're not going into a house by yourself,
okay.
which is nice. Like, you always,
Terrifying.
yeah.
Like, terrifying. And you guys have had a lot of calls like for structure fires in the last, especially mutual aid lately. Unfortunately, we've seen like the Sadie Z in Salisbury, the Riverglade.
Like, we had four just in the 2 days.
That's crazy. And that must be scary for you guys because you're exhausted.
Yeah.
Like, do you take shifts? How do you decide like you're done, I'm going home? Like, how do you guys decide that?
Well, there's so many of us on the scene. Like, a lot of the times there's somebody kind of in charge and, like, no, take a break. You also have to know your own limitations. Like, you can't keep pushing if you're going to be a danger to yourself and other people. You got
Yeah.
to be like, okay, like, I need to go sit. And it's anybody. Like, I've seen it with everybody. Like, a lot of the times they'll tell you, like, go take a break. I don't want to, like, go take a break.
Sit down. What do you think we can do to encourage more women to go into the volunteer or even a paid firefighter position?
Just, they need to just do it. There's a task for everybody. Like, if we work hard at it, yes, it's a little bit harder for women because we're smaller, which makes up a big difference. Our bodies are built differently. Our upper body strength is not the same as a man's. It's all,
Biology.
yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. but there's still so much that we can do.
Well, I'm thinking for me personally, anytime I've been in like an emergent situation, it's so nice to have somebody nurturing there. And it's not that the men are not nurturing because they absolutely can step into that role, but I just feel like it comes more naturally from us.
Mm,
Like, I don't know. Like, I just feel like we're more wired for that connection and that I'm here, I've got you.
I do agree. Yeah, we're definitely built that way, and we're always kind of like the mother of the group, taking care of everybody. Like, are you all
Like,
right? Like,
did you eat supper tonight? Like,
that's usually what I'm doing. Like, do you need a break? Like, do you need this? I'm like, are you all right?
in awe of like what you do. So like is there anything else that you want to share or anything that you can think of before we wrap this up?
I feel like you've covered a lot of it.
There's just so many questions. Like I could go on for hours because I think it's like super fascinating all the different roles that you kind of have to step into from like physically intervening to emotionally intervening. Like it's so fascinating to me, like the fire department world. So
Hmm.
I guess thank you so much for doing what you do. I know you've been involved on lots of calls with lots of family members and like and it's a small community, so we do all know each other and we are all kind of close. So I think what you do is impossibly hard and I'm just so thankful.
Thanks.
All right. So that's it. We'll wrap it up here. Again, I'm thanks so much for coming in and chatting. And this will air on Tuesday.
Cool.
So listen for it on Spotify and YouTube.